bonjour, hi. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi. Thank you for joining. If you're not, thank you for returning. Today, I'm not gonna ramble for a very long time in the intro, just like in last week's video, because I'm guessing that if you clicked on this, it is for a reason. Today, we're welcoming 2024 with open arms, but we're getting ready for it. So we're doing a 2024 reset. So I'm here today to share all of the ways that I'm resetting for the new year and that I'm getting ready to kickstart 2024 and be ready to achieve all of my goals for this new year. Not resolutions. I've talked about this in how to make 2024 your year and how resolutions are not it for me. But it's all about the goals and the intentions and everything I'm manifesting and getting ready for 2024. So let's get into it. As always, I like to start off by saying that I'm only speaking here from personal experience, from opinion. In no way I think I know the absolute truth to everything. And if you're wanting to get more into nutrition or physical activity, I do recommend to seek the help of a professional because that is not what I am. But I'm only here to share some thoughts and opinions about this new year and how to get it started. So let's get into it for real now. I've talked about the ins and the outs for the new year and how to make 2024 your year. So if you want to go and take a look at that, I suggest you do, because that's what we're getting into. We're getting into the thick of it, into the details of how this is going to take place. And this is precisely what today's video is about. It's about turning the ends into habits. I think what's important to know here is that for anything you want to accomplish in life, for any goals that you have, for any journey that you're going on, you have to be specific. It's one thing to have all these goals and wanting to become the best version of yourself and wanting to achieve these new levels in life, but you have to be specific about it. You have to make a plan on how to actually get there, because it's one thing to make a list out of all of the things you want to do, but it's another to actually know how to get there and to have a plan on how to get there. So if you haven't done that already, I invite you to grab a piece of paper, a pen, or maybe just your note app in your phone and write down all of the things that you want to keep in your life for 2024, whether that's a habit, that's an element, that's an activity, a hobby. If that's something that brings you joy, or if that's something that gets you closer to that best version of yourself, then write it down. And if you're unsure as to what to write down, you can ask yourself some questions such as, what does the best version of myself dress like? What does she eat? What does her routine look like? What does she like to do in her free time? What kind of friends does she surround herself with? What are her hobbies? What are her habits? How does she think? How does she speak? How does she do her hair? It's honestly just about all the little things that make you feel just a little bit better about yourself and that make you feel like you're on the right track and that you're glowing from the inside out. That's what this is about. And personally, that's exactly what I did. Those are the kind of questions I had to ask myself in order to come up with answers and then make a plan for myself. So I did make a list of ins and outs, but today we're going to be focusing on the list of ins, since those are the habits that I really want to stick with and that I want to implement in my life. We can talk about the outs in another video, but today it's all about the ins. We're focusing on what we're keeping in. Pause the video if you have to, think about it, come back to it later. But now that you have your list in front of you, you need to create ways, or you need to think of ways to make it more concrete and to make it more relevant and more realistic. But as I said, it's one thing to have a list of things you want to do, but it's another to actually make a plan and take actions on it. For instance, the first two items on my list of ins are journaling and reading. And I can journal and read pretty much at any time of the day. But for me, the more concrete way and the more relevant way to include it in my daily life was to integrate it to my morning routine. So now every single morning, I take some time to journal and I take some time to read. And personally, having a routine, whether that's a morning routine, a work routine, a night routine, a weekly routine, is really the formula for success, because that's how I work. And being able to integrate habits into a routine is just the way to go for me. But find what works for you. If you want to allow yourself 15 minutes a day to journal and then another 15 or 30 minutes to read, and it doesn't really matter at what time of the day it is, do that. For me, it's in the morning. That's when it works. But if you prefer reading at night, do that as well. But all of that is just to say that you need to be precise about it so it becomes more tangible. The next items on my ins list for 2024 are Pilates and yoga, because those are the ways that I like to move my body. Those are more gentle ways that in the long run and in a week just are more realistic for me to accomplish. So again, similarly to journaling and reading, I'm allowing myself some specific times in the week to do that, to do Pilates or to do yoga. So instead of just saying I want to do yoga or I want to do Pilates, I'm planning myself a schedule on when I'm going to work out, on when I'm going to do some yoga practices, on when I'm going to do Pilates, or even when I'm going to go on a walk, because that's also something on my ins list, but we're going to get back to it. So for yoga and Pilates, I'm actually creating myself a plan, a schedule, if you will, of when are the moments that I'm planning and that I'm allowing myself to take this time to really focus on this habit. And that, you guessed it, is specific. I've just talked about this, but walking is on the list of ends for 2024. I want to walk for at least 30 minutes a day, whether that's indoors or outdoors. I've gotten myself a walking pad, so I have the privilege to walk indoors if I don't feel like going outside or if the weather is not nice enough for me to go out and walk. And again, you heard it. I was specific about it. I want to walk at least 30 minutes a day. It's not just, oh, I want to walk in 2024, because that's pretty broad in general. It's about the intention, yes, but it's also about how it's going to unfold and how it's going to look and feel. And that's precisely it. For me, skincare has always been very important. It has become a self-care moment. It has become a moment of peace and serenity. And so it was important for me to keep that in 2024. And just like journaling and reading, it's part of my morning routine, but it's also part of my night routine. So I take these 2 moments a day to really sit down and do my skincare and appreciate it. And I do romanticize it. And that's something I've mentioned in how to make 2024 your year. It's about the art of noticing. It's about romanticizing your life and taking those little moments and making them just a little bit more spicy and better. Light up a candle, put on some music, even if that's for like 5 minutes, because skincare can be super long, but it can also be short if you want it to be short. But really take that time to appreciate it and to really make the products penetrate your skin and just feel good about it. That's what this is. And I've been enjoying doing my skincare so much that I'm almost looking forward at night to take off my makeup and to do my skincare, because it has become this really important part of my day. And same thing goes for the morning. I'm almost looking forward to getting up in the morning and doing my skincare after I get out of the shower, just because those moments are so precious to me. And this is when something becomes a habit. It's when you don't even ask yourself about it. You just do it because you're so used to doing it and because it brings you so much joy that you just do it. I think you guessed it by now that I love routines. It's no surprise. I've mentioned the word several times in this video, but it's really what works for me. I love planning. I love to start fresh on a clean slate, to turn the page over and restart. And so one of the items that I have on my list of events for 2024 is having clean bed sheets. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm being real here. I've never really had a bed sheet routine. I would just change my bed sheets whenever I would feel like it, when it would just feel right to change it. But now I'm actually creating a schedule around cleaning my bed sheets and changing my bed sheets. So I'm taking this element and I'm making it part of my Sunday reset. So instead of changing my bed sheets whenever I would feel like it, now I take the moment on Sundays to do it. So I know for a fact that every Sunday I need to change my bed sheets, no matter what. And this is going to be part of my reset, and it's going to become part of my routine. And next thing you know, it's going to become a what? A habit. Woohoo! You see how there's a recurring theme here? Yeah, well, that's what this is all about. The next 3 items on my list of ins and outs kind of go hand in hand together. So the way that they're going to unfold and the way that they're going to take place in my everyday life are pretty similar. So they're gut health, vitamins, and cooking. To me, they kind of all go together because cooking allows me to make sure I have all the vitamins that I need and I'm taking the supplements that I need. Therefore, my gut health is properly taken care of. So the way that this is going to look for me in 2024 is by making sure I make myself a meal plan every Sunday, again, with the schedule and with the plan, with the reset. I'm making sure I plan myself all the meals that I want for the upcoming week and going to the groceries and buying all of the items that I need accordingly to make sure I can not only plan my meals, but actually eat them properly. Don't forget, it's all about planning, but it's also all about being specific. And so by doing that, I kind of don't give myself the chance to not do it, if that makes sense. Yes, there are other options, but it is likely that if I plan the meals and if I buy the grocery that I need to cook these meals, I will probably just eat them. I will probably just cook them and eat them. So, I'm giving myself the chance to do it. I've talked about romanticizing your life, but now we're going to go into the second to last item on the list of ins for 2024, which is solo dates. As I said in last week's video, I want to really enjoy my time alone, and I used to wait for people to do activities with me. I would wait for others to do things that I would want to do anyway. So now I'm actually planning some dates with myself, and how specific that's going to be is by planning 1 day per month. So once a month, I'm going to take a day, most likely on the weekend, and I'm going to secure that day and not plan anything other than something for myself and with myself. If somebody wants to join, then fine. But if I have nobody to join me, then I'm just going to do it alone. And I've done just that already. So next Sunday, I'm actually going to see an exhibition by myself. I was waiting for somebody to come with me and I just couldn't wait anymore. And so I planned it ahead. And that's also how I'm putting in the effort and how I'm wanting to make this work for me is by planning ahead. So I have already made a list of all the activities that I wanted to do, and I'm going to book myself 1 day per month to do one of those activities. And honestly, it can be as simple as going on a coffee run or just going on a really long walk or going by the river and read. That can be it. But it's about romanticizing your life, and it's about taking those little moments and not waiting for anybody to just enjoy life and to enjoy the little sweet moments in life. And to me, this is more than just a habit and a goal. It's also about being okay with solitude and being okay being by myself and doing things for myself and for myself only. But whatever the form is for you and whatever the reasons are behind all of that for you is what matters. Do it for the why. Do it for you, not for anybody else. And ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Is it because I want other people's approval? Is it because I want to feel better about myself? Is it because I want to just enjoy life? Just ask yourself the question, why? And don't think about the answer too much, because it kind of matters, but it's not everything that matters. What matters is that you're actually doing it, and that there's no right or wrong moment to do it. Just start now and start small. And eventually smaller things are going to become a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. And the next thing you know, you will have all these new habits. And I just want to quickly mention that you're not going to change overnight. And changing is a really good thing, but also you shouldn't resent the person that you are now, because it is the person that you are now who starts this journey, and it is the person that you are now who led you here and who's going to take you further. There's a billion of other versions of yourself that live in the past, and there are a billion versions of yourself that live in the future, but the one that you are now is now. And so be grateful for that, and don't have resentment for yourself. Just allow yourself to grow. And it's honestly just that. Becoming the best version of yourself is growing. and it's knowing all of the potential that you have, and it's taking that one step further and then another step further, and it's all about the journey. I know that sounded very cheesy, but it was important for me to say that. And so if we come back to the list of ins for 2024, I have one last item that is on it, which is thrifting. I enjoyed thrifting so much in 2023 that I couldn't not do it in 2024. And it allowed me to really just redefine my sense of style and explore it and have fun with it. And I just had so much fun trying on new outfits and new items and pairing different clothing items together and just reinventing almost my sense of style. And that's something I want to do again in 2024, but I have to be cautious about it because I tend to be an orderer when it comes to my clothes. I'm always saying, oh, maybe I'm going to wear this at XYZ event, or when I'm going to be at that time of the year, I want to wear this. And then next thing I know, the year has passed and I've never worn that piece of clothing. So when it comes to thrifting, I want to be cautious about it. And so now in 2024, instead of just going thrifting randomly and grabbing whatever I like, I'm going to be more specific about it. And I'm going to curate outfits based off what I already have and what staple items I'm missing. And one way I like to do that is by going on Pinterest and just finding inspiration for outfits, or asking my sister, because she's really good at envisioning outfits, and going with what I already have and what I'm missing, but not splurging just because I like a certain shirt. Like, yes, there are exceptions, but I'm really wanting to go into it this year with the proper intentions and with a more cautious mind about how I thrift and what I thrift. So yeah. So this is how my list of ends for 2024 is going to look and how I'm going to implement it in my life. But know that you can adapt to your list and to all of your ends and to all the things that you want to make a habit, and just trust yourself in the process. You know what's best for you. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, and I'd say that the main thing here for success is to be specific, but also to be gentle with yourself, because you cannot be on the top of your game every single day. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be times when you feel not as productive, not as motivated, not as disciplined, and that's okay. Accept those and then move on to the next. And every day is a new beginning, and every day is another step towards the best version of yourself and towards this year, this amazing year that we have just begun. So hopefully that has helped you to get a better understanding and get a better picture of how to make all of your wishes become reality and create new habits for this new year. Please do let me know in the comments below what are your ins and outs for the year 2024. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I truly, truly, truly mean it. Hopefully I have made a little difference in your day today. If you would like to make a difference in mine, you know what to do. And I'm going to wish you a happy new year, a happy year for 2024, and une bonne journée.